Okay, well, welcome to English for Research Publication Purposes video conference. I'm Mariela de Lauro, Proforbin Secretary, and now Marta Mena, Proforbin's principal, we have a message for you. Marta, please.
buenas tardes a todos. Hoy soy, como dijo Mariela, la directora de Proforbin, y me da mucho gusto darles la bienvenida a esta videoconferencia. Y saludarlas y poder verlas también, porque tenemos comunicación permanente con las docentes, pero en esta ocasión además les sumamos que las podemos ver. Y además puedo conocer a los cursantes en las 3 ediciones de hoy de las videoconferencias, puedo conocer al grupo total, el que eran para mí solo un nombre en nuestras planillas de Proforbin. Así que lo único que quiero es darles la bienvenida a la videoconferencia en nombre de Proforbin y de la Secretaría de Ciencia, Tecnología y Posgrado, y decirles que estamos a disposición en Proforbin para recibir cualquier duda, consulta de parte de ustedes, y también para decirles que hay muchos otros cursos dedicados a los investigadores dentro de la oferta de Proforbin, y que serán bienvenidos en cualquiera de ellos que quieran inscribirse. Ahora, como sé que el tiempo en estas videoconferencias es corto, que las profesoras tienen muchas actividades preparadas, los dejo con ellas, ¿sí? Hasta cualquier momento, y ya saben que pueden comunicarse con nosotros. Que tengan una muy buena videoconferencia. Hasta luego.
Hasta luego.
Gracias, Marta. Bueno, ok. May I...
Go ahead.
May I start, Mariela?
Yes. Just do it.
Thank you very much. We are starting. Here we are. Just a second. Well, very happy to be with you after these 2 months that now we have the opportunity to see each other. So, well, enjoy it. We are going to review, we are going to speak about some mistakes and common mistakes, not your mistakes. What happens to all of us when we write papers, all right? So please be free to participate, to ask questions. All right, we are going to go on very quickly because we have a short time. So let me see, there is something that is not there. We are going to review section 1, section 2, and something about section 3, that is sentence structure that you have been working with. So some questions about the journal, so to review. So before publishing a paper, what should you do? What should you think about? So tell me. So which characteristics should your paper have to be published? So what do you think?
I think we should look at the target paper in order to see which are the requirements that we should meet.
Right.
That is something we should be aware of before.
Okay, very good. So to see which the scope of the journal is. So that's a good point. Also to know that the paper should be novel, should be something challenging, interesting, that you are providing a solution to a problem, okay? So what kind of journal should you choose? What do you think? So, of course, the journal according to the research that you are doing. But should it be the first time, at least, you publish? Should it be one of the top journals?
No, certainly not.
at the beginning. So I'm not saying that you shouldn't have in mind a journal that has a good reputation, of course. You should have in mind that. But at the very beginning, if you don't have any experience, so what should we do? You were speaking, Alejandro.
Yes, I think perhaps a low profile journal, something maybe local, and not because when we are trying to achieve our first tools in these research aspects that we are not very thorough aware of,
Familiar.
we're very familiar, so we might not be aiming too high.
Okay, that's right. Very good. And then you should submit to many or just one?
No, only one.
Only one, okay.
Only one.
So you submit and you wait to be accepted, of course, hopefully. You should follow the guide for authors. What does it contain? Why is it so important to follow the guide for authors?
Because otherwise the people who are checking for what you have submitted are following a kind of checklist, and that checklist is according to the guide of authors, some of the things that they will be checking. So if you do not accomplish what the guide of authors says that you should, then you will be rejected.
Okay, good. Any other comment? So help. So what else can you find in the guide for authors? What can you find? Martina, Alejandra, Mario, you are all of you there. Tell me. What can you find there? The guide for authors is what you should follow because you have there the requirements of the journal, okay? So be strict, follow it very strictly. Follow all the details. For example, when spelling, with the grammar mistakes, anything you could have there at the guide for authors. Okay, then we are going to speak about the paper, which is a general structure of the paper. So we said, you have read about it. Can you hear me?
Yes, loud and clear.
Okay.
There is an introduction first.
Okay. Introduction is a IMR&D structure. Remember?
Yes.
So, introduction. Then M, what is M? Come on, all the others that are there, you are all there. Can you hear me?
Yeah, sorry, I have problem with my microphone.
Ah.
We also need to have bear in mind that the paper can be structured or unstructured paper.
Right. So what's the difference?
So in the structured paper, we can find the IMRD structure, the introduction, methods, results, and discussion. And on the unstructured paper is a more free format for writing.
Yes, okay. So this is not that you don't find the same structure. The thing is that one is it has the subtitles, the headings. The other doesn't have the headings, but the structure probably will be the same. Okay, good. So which is the order that you should follow? So do you write the introduction at the very beginning? Yes or no?
No, we start normally we start with the methods, and after that we go with the results, because that is the more easy part to write. And at the end we normally write an introduction of the paper.
Okay. And finally, at the end, after the introduction, what do you write?
The abstract.
You write the abstract. Perfect. Okay. So, sorry that something, okay, there we are. So now we are going to speak about the abstract. So when should you write it? So at the end. Which are the characteristics that it should have?
It should
And
stand
why
by.
is it important?
It has to stand by itself. It has to be like a snapshot of the complete investigation.
Perfect, very good. So it should be something independent from the paper. So don't start copying and pasting. So this is absolutely wrong. So it is what you said, to stand by itself. And why is it so important?
Because it would lead other researchers to pick in your work and perhaps even buy it.
Perhaps, sorry?
They may even purchase it.
Ah, okay, they may buy it. Yes, yes, sure. Because in general, when you are researching for anything, what you read is, first of all, the abstract. You don't read the whole paper. So if it is interesting, you continue reading it or you buy it, of course. And besides that, why is it so important? What happens? So the relationship with the journal, I mean, why is it so important? You send the abstract and then what happens?
So they would accept it or not, according to...
Right. So for you, the abstract is the most important thing. It is essential, okay, to be accepted. So you should, although it is a very short paragraph, think that this is the most important thing you should write, because it is the first, is the door to the acceptance, okay? Well, it has the sections more or less that we saw about the paper, and the types of abstracts where we talked about, and which are the tenses that you should use when writing the abstract. For example, at the beginning, which tense do you use? So the beginning, the first sentence is the purpose, the motivation. So you write about your purpose. Why you are writing the paper and why is it important. So this is in the simple present. Then when you contextualize the problem, because you ask about which the problem is and which will be your the solution. For example, which is a problem all over the world and why you are researching about that. So this could be in the simple present or simple past. The methods is something that you have already done recently or that you did in the past, okay? And the results could be in the simple present or simple past. In many times it is in the simple present. And the conclusions in the simple present, okay? Well, Now we are going to see some of the common mistakes of the grammar issues that we have been working with, some doubts that you had, that you asked me. Okay, so the subject and verb agreement. For example, in this sentence, sunlight as a free source of energy and clean agent for several physical and chemical reactions constitutes an increasing interest for both science and technology. By the way, I insist so much about grammar that probably is something that you don't like so much, because it is the most important thing. Is the probably the 60% of the abstract or of the paper to be accepted. So pay attention to grammar a lot, okay? So in this case, the verb is constitutes because it is related to sunlight. And is not related to reactions. So you see that the subject is very long, it's a very long box, but it is misleading because here you have reactions and the verb is not in the plural. Okay? Here you have the same thing. A review of the most promising lightweight materials and significant technology gaps outlines the need for research and development work. So it is a review. If you can omit the rest. You can omit of the most promising, okay? So a review outlines the need, okay? Is it right? Tell me if it's not clear. Is it right?
Yes, it is perfect.
Okay.
Yes, it's clear.
Okay. Then there is a paragraph here. I would like you to complete the paragraph. It's very easy. It's in the simple present. So could you read it, please? Any of you?
Remains with an S.
Okay, remains. The others, could you work a little bit? Could you participate? Nancy, Adriana.
Shall I read the first paragraph?
Adriana, yes.
Okay. Community engagement remains a crucial aspect for mini-grid operators to ensure that customers see the value of the system and are willing to pay for the service it provides and trusts the mini-grid operator.
Okay, you said trusts. Who trusts? So
It is the subject for trusts. Or
so because it says a crucial remains a crucial aspect for mini-grid operators to ensure that customers see and trust the mini-grid operator.
okay.
Because customers see the value of the system and are willing to pay and trust. So are the customers.
Trust refers to customers.
Yes, it's not with this. Okay?
Okay, good, very good.
Right? Well, and the next. So you see, there is a comma there. This comma is very important here. So you see, the punctuation is very important too. A comma can change the meaning of your sentence. So it's like another box here. Well, the distribution company, who can read it? Nancy, could you read it, please?
The distribution company must make sure that the mini grids that is
The
included.
mini grids is a network, because we are speaking about electricity networks, okay?
The distribution company must make sure that the mini grids that are included in the electrification plan, either for isolation rural communities or on a permanent basis, or as bridge to grid connection in the future. Will implement.
And the last part will be
if
no,
will be.
It's not will be. It's not in a future. It's directly simple present, are or is.
Are is implemented.
What is it referred to? What is implement?
Electrification plan.
The distribution company, let's analyze it. The distribution company must subject, no? Must make something and starts a box. Must make sure that the grids, and there is another box inside, that the grids that are included in the electrification plan, so are the grids that we are speaking about, no? Are implemented. Do you understand?
Okay, yes.
Yes.
So you should always, when you have these problems, what you should do is to take parts out of the sentence. So what is between the two, so it's like an inverted, parentheses. So either for isolated rural communities on a permanent basis or a bridge to a grid connection in the future is something that you can take out of the sentence, okay? So that the mini grids, you can also omit that are included in the electrification plan. So in that case, you immediately know that it is referred to the grids, okay? Good? Is it clear? Well.
Yes, clear.
Well, here we have a paragraph where you have the boxes of subject plus verb plus predicate. For instance, in the first case, which is the subject? The first sentence.
The result.
It.
No, it. So what happens with upon review of the results, and you have a comma? This is kind of box that you can you move this to another part of the sentence?
Yes.
Where?
At the end.
Okay, in which way? Could you read it?
It was determined that the new insulation did not pass all the requirements of NFPA 566. It was determined, comma, upon review of the results, comma. That is not possible.
What you said, because it is a subject. Was determined the verb. Was determined what? So what is after determined is a direct object, is the object. This is grammar, of course. I'm not going to speak about grammar, that's why I speak about boxes. But the box is it subject, was determined verb, and the rest is a predicate. This part, upon review of the results, is something that should be after in the predicate. So don't cut the verb and the predicate there. So because this is modifying, so it is at the end, okay? Well, now let's analyze the second part. This box that you had in the forum, the different cases. You had cases 1, 2, 3, and the problem was with case 2 and 3 in most cases. So you say that the new isolation did not pass all the requirements. So there you have the connector that is a box inside another box. Then you have the new isolation and did not pass is a verb. Is it clear?
Yes.
Which case is it? 2 or 3? Do you remember the cases?
Yes.
So how many subjects do you have here in this sentence?
There's only one.
Only one?
2?
Insulation.
The sentence is the one that is here, no? At the top.
No, so there are two, it and insulation.
Yes, okay. 2 subjects, no? So it's the subject of the principal box, and then in the second box that is inside the big one, you have another subject. Do you understand? Okay.
Yeah.
So this is case 3. Here you have another one. It says, coordinated planning is needed to identify investments that satisfy regional needs rather than the needs of each country alone. So the subject, coordinated planning, is needed, the verb, and the rest is a predicate. Inside this predicate, we have a box. Where does the box start?
That satisfied.
Very good. So that satisfies regional needs. There starts the box with the connector, okay? Connector. That could be that, which, where, when, how, okay. That's a clause. But as you can see here, after that, you have directly the verb. You don't have anything in between. It's not like the previous one. You had that, then the subject, and then the verb. But here, no. You have that and the verb. There is nothing in between. And that satisfies regional needs. What does it refer to? Satisfy? So it's needed to identify the investments that satisfy. The ones that satisfy are the investments, okay? Do you understand?
Yes.
Okay, so it's clear. So this is case, so which case?
3.
No, 3 was the other one. It's 2 subjects. And now how many subjects do you have here in this sentence? How many subjects? Only one. The subject is coordinated planning is needed to do what? To identify investments that satisfy. Okay? Do you understand? Well, good. Well, now let's analyze some sentences. Go directly to the second one, please. Tell me if it is case 2 or 3. Sentence 2, this one, similarly. So where does the box start first?
Which?
Which is a critical factor. Is that case 2 or 3?
Maybe 2.
2, there is nothing after which. Case 2. Okay? So it's very simple, very simple. For example, in the next, the lack of institutional strengths and flaws in the market rules and transmission regulation under which they operate. So is it case 2 or 3?
3.
Under which? 3, because you have they, okay? Then you have, somebody asked me about different connectors, so which could they be? So for example, here you have another one with when. The consumer is denied energy service if his or her prepaid balance has been used or expired and is given access again when the consumer adds prepaid credits to his or her account. So
Case 3.
Case 3, very good. When? So it is it's a box that is telling you when this is happening, okay? So time, so when the consumer adds the prepaid credit. Because the boxes are also indicating something. Could be time, could be place, could be manner. So when you say how, for example, the next one. Could you read it, please? Anyone? Who can read? Martin, for example, could you read it?
Okay, so PAYG solar companies preferentially emerge in countries where local regulations are favorable.
Okay. Case 2 or 3?
3.
3. So where local regulations? You have another subject there. Okay.
Where is always case 3?
No.
Where?
No,
No?
not always.
Not always.
Well, I don't know. I say not always, and I should see the
Maybe
subject.
regular.
Where? No, not always. It's the same.
Where is, you can say where is tal cosa.
Yes, sure, sure.
Okay.
So it is indicating what? Where local regulations are favorable.
A place?
Place. And the where is related to what?
Countries.
To countries. Okay. In general, is something before the connector. Okay. For instance, the next. Nancy, could you read it, please? In this paper.
In this paper, we simply define perfect access as the one that does not limit the supply of electricity that customers are willing to use and to pay for the applicable price.
Okay, thank you. In this case, you have 2 boxes, you see? So, which is the subject, the general subject of the verb?
Paper.
No.
We.
In this paper, is something that you can omit. You could say nothing there. You can start the sentence with we. We simply
Access.
Okay. We is the subject of the sentence, of the main box. Then the verb?
Define.
Define. What do we define?
Perfect.
Perfect access.
So what is the object? Perfect access as the one that does not limit. What is this referred to? The does, the that.
Access.
The access.
One.
Okay, as the one, so is the access that does not limit the supply of electricity that customers, and this that is referred to what?
Supply.
Supply of
To
electricity.
the supply of electricity that customers are willing to use. And in the first case, which is the case? 2 or 3 in hearing that
Two.
does not limit. Okay. And in the second case?
3.
3. Very good. Okay, excellent. So now, because we will not have a lot of time, I think, we will see something about the infinitive. Sometimes when you write messages, I see that you omit the to. So when it is, this is the name of the verb, to reduce, to increase, so is the verb, the name of the verb is not conjugated, okay? For instance, to reduce risk to all parties and to increase liquidity, it has been proposed to interpose a single credit-worthy counterparty between buyers and sellers on multiple independent power projects. So could you move, so first, which is the subject?
It.
It, very good. So the sentence starts here. It has been proposed, the verb. Okay. This part, to reduce risk to all parties and to increase liquidity, could it be moved to another part of the sentence?
The final.
Sorry?
At the end.
At the end.
At the end.
So it's something that could be omitted if you want, or could be moved. And what does it express? To reduce risk to all parties and to increase liquidity. What is this? What does it?
Purpose, maybe?
Purpose. Okay, purpose. So it has been proposed something to reduce risk, okay, and to increase liquidity is the purpose, okay. So it has been proposed to interpose, so in general, the to infinitive is acting as purpose. And sometimes it could be replaced by a gerund. Sometimes it could be replaced, sometimes not. So for example, they are reluctant, releasing, no, not in this case, to release the control. But here we have a gerund.
Yeah.
Let me see the last one, if I can move it. Here, we have a gerund. It says, exploit, so this is a sentence that starts with the verb because it is an imperative, no? There are bullets, for example. Exploit the several existing opportunities to reduce the viability gap by improving the efficiency of the distribution company and increasing its revenue. So increasing is also ing. So by doing something, what does it mean? What is it referred to first?
A means of something?
Okay, is the means by which they are improving they are reducing the gap, okay? So they are reducing the gap by improving the efficiency. So the ing could mean means, by doing something. And here you have an infinitive to reduce, so the purpose, to reduce the gap, okay? So these are other boxes that don't have the subject verb predicates, you see? So they can, it's explained in a video. Here we have some gerunds also, that the gerund could be at the beginning of the sentence or could be in the middle. For example, providing universal access to electricity in countries with low levels of electrification will need massive investment in generation and transmission infrastructure. This providing is, so, which is the subject first?
Providing universal access to electricity in countries with low levels of electrification.
Very good. That's the whole subject, okay? Will need, verb, and the rest the predicate. So it is a kind of box also. Could you replace providing by an infinitive?
I don't think so.
Okay. Why?
Because when we use a verb as a subject, we need to use a gerund.
Okay. Yes. So providing is the fact of providing. This is what it means. The fact of providing universal access to electricity will need to have the investment, okay? Then, so I am always thanking you, okay? Progress has been made in establishing large power pools. So, and this is a preposition. After a preposition, be careful because you always, okay, Amariela is here. So I'm
like ghost. I'm sorry. No, Matilda, I wanted to say something.
I'd like to talk to you more, but
something that helped me, that was helpful, at least for me, was to read other papers, but related to the same subject. Because I got used to the technical vocabulary, the expression, the way to present data, or even the use of idioms. I mean, at least for me, was really helpful. Yes, I don't know if it's for everybody, but it was for me.
No, it's excellent what you say. Also, to write lists of verbs, of adjectives or adverbs, to look for collocations, for expressions. So always read a lot in English. Don't translate. Okay.
Exactly.
Well,
think in English and write in English.
Yes, of course. Think in English. Ana Maria Andrada, our licenciada and your technical tutor, is here waiting to say something for you. For you and to you, sorry. So, we cannot hear you, Ana Maria.
Ana Maria, your microphone is off.
Yes.
Okay.
Well, I think that we don't have enough time, so I made the decision of writing a hypertext with multimedia that I think that maybe is helpful to develop some points that I think that maybe are crucial at the time of being involved in a global professional development. There are several points that have to be approached. One of them is how to get a consistent professional development, which is a central issue at the time of thinking about globalization as a personal project. The other one is how to be seen in the internet, because to be seen in the internet for a professional is quite an effort and quite a work. It's a work itself, because it makes no sense if you develop a LinkedIn profile and you don't update, or you don't understand deeply the artificial intelligence engines that are going beneath to make profit of this kind of platforms, that they are not more, we cannot say that they are tools. They are all platforms to see and to be seen. The other one is Contently. Contently is a very powerful tool to be seen in the internet. I publish everything in using Contently. Maybe I have 2 or 3 minutes to show them, to share the, well, I don't know if we have that time, but it does, we don't hurry now. I will publish for you a hypertext with all these kind of issues that are central to build globalized career. And the last one is, I don't agree so much with that. First, you deal with organizations that are in a lower level, and after you go or you head to upper standards. I don't agree so much with that, because submitting a paper, a short paper, a full paper, or to participate in a panel discussion, or in an international forum or any kind of formats that adopt our to be involved in some international experience, is a lot of work. And I really prefer to do that lot of work for a high with organizations that are consistent with high standards. This is what I do. This is what I did. I work, and I have worked in many countries, mainly in the US and Canada. But and as a consultant also in Cuba, Dominican Republic, Brazil, Uruguay, Chile, well, anyway. But when you head higher standards or organizations or academic environments, the whole atmosphere is quite different. The rules are different. The the people you meet are different, are more open because they have reached the places. They are not trying to reach the places. All they have reached the places. And when you reach the places, you become generous because you are, ¿cómo se dice, Matilde, estar de vuelta?
You are back.
You're back.
You're back. And then they are not afraid to be shaded by any other people. I don't know if I explain myself properly.
Sure. Okay, I'm sorry to interrupt, but we have to.
Yes. So briefly, I will publish a document with all these issues, with a lot of links that make properly examples of all these what I'm.
It's very interesting. Very interesting.
What I think, I really think, because I did it. I'm doing it. So I'm not talking about what I don't do. I'm talking about what is my professional background. Thank you all.
Okay. Well, thank you very much. See you.
Bye. What time, Mariela? What time are we back?
Right now, I have to move just in the other meeting. Yes.
Okay. 5 minutes.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.